Hey tubes, well, I decided to do a little work on the Sebring kit car here and see what I can do about getting my tubular front suspension parts and coil-over shocks in. And here's what I've got so far. We've got everything taken out here in the suspension that I need to take off. I just left the things connected up that's needed to stay connected. There's my lower control arms and upper control arm, and now I think we're ready to start putting new parts in. So why don't we go ahead and do that? Okay, we've got the coil-over shock, control arm, and control arm, and instructions. Okay, here's the T-bolt, huh? That's interesting that they specify T-bolts when what I had on there were big old carriage bolts. See? Yeah. Okay. I think in this case we're probably going to want to use the original hardware. For this car. So let's get that cleaned up. Locking. Oh yeah. Yeah, see, these nuts are definitely locking nuts. What do you think? I just like these better than these. I like having a lot more surface on the bottom side of that head. Okay. Oh, See now what's going to happen here. Is that? Yeah. Okay. So this has to be turned to fit up in there like that. And we'll just take a new nut here. Oh man, it's just not at the... It's interesting that tool arm there is got the hitting an interference there. I might have to do a little bit of trimming. No. Just try turning your blade. Okay, let's just rotate it back here. Let's see how that works. There's that one flat there that's the lock on it. Okay. Okay. Now, the lower. Okay. What's going on here? Okay. And the new nut. This is the new mounting hardware for that. Okay. Yeah. That looks better. That definitely looks better. That lines up. Oh, that's the control arm. That's right there. That looks good. Now let's try putting the shock in and see what happens. Gotta go down. Go down, down, down a long ways. Different size spacers, aren't there? Short and long. 4 long and 2 short. Short. Definitely the short ones. Yeah. You need the short ones. 1, 2. You definitely need the short ones. Come on. Okay, now get this up. Get that out of there. Okay. Well, I got it in, got it on. There, we can let me get my light out here and get a little better light on the subject. There we go. There you can see I've got the shock up where it's supposed to be. And I actually have the coil adjusted at this point to the lowest spot on the shock. So it's screwed all the way down, and we'll see where that gives me ride height. I think that's going to be pretty good. Got the new control arms in and everything. I'd still have to tighten up a few, the bottom bolt right here. Once it's at ride height, that'll get tightened up. But everything else is back together and cotter keyed and tightened down, and I think we're in pretty good shape there. One side down, now the other side. So what I did, I made myself a little tool so that when the shock is in there, I can screw this down on the top and then use that to pull the shaft back up through the mounting there. So that goes there, and that goes, no, that goes that way, and then that goes there, and this goes here, and got the double nut set up here. And so that's ready to be put on. This is the old shock, of course. So now, the other side. So on this side, I did things a little different. I basically took out the shock and dropped the lower control arm out and disconnected it from the spindle and left the stock upper one in there and left the spindle hanging from that. And then I was able to put the bottom control arm and the shock and everything in place, and now I can take the upper control arm off and replace it with the new one. And I didn't have to mess with my brakes or anything. It's just kind of sitting in there. So that's definitely working out. So there we go. Got the old upper control arm off, and everything's cleaned up and ready for the new one to go on. And it's in. And everything's tightened up except for I got to get the two bolts on the bottom of this. You can kind of see it's not quite down all the way. I don't know if you can see that or not. And then I need to put the tires on and get it down to ride height, and I can tighten these up then. Because those are supposed to be tightened when it's sitting and where it's normally going to sit. And I did have to make a little relief cut on this side, like I did on the other. It's the inner fender wells were designed for stock components, and so when I put these aftermarket ones in there, it got a little wide. But I'm actually thinking my motor tends to run a little warm, and I might just cut some vents in right there to let the engine compartment heat out. And I saw that done on a Sebring that had a big block in it, and I thought that was a pretty good idea. So get a little heat out of there, and that'd be a good thing. And there's the finished product. Doesn't look any different than it did before, but I could definitely tell that we're going to have a better ride on the front there. And I've got about another inch and a half of ground clearance on there. And now what I want to do, we'll have to drive it a little bit. I'm sure the springs will settle a little bit. I can't lower the car anymore. That's the maximum that I can go down on the coil-over shock adjustment. But I can make do some adjustment on the back here, which I think I will. I had basically done some work on the leaf spring pack and moved one of the leaves from the bottom to the top and made a few things there, and I might just put that back so that I get the clearance between the wheel and the fender well again. And these tires definitely need to be replaced before we put it on the road in the spring, as they date from 1987. And I'm not really trusting them to do what they need to do. And when I go to new tires, I might be able to go with the slightly taller tire, which will give me a little more ground clearance. Or I could even keep the same size. See what's out there. It's 14-inch tires, so it's going to be tough finding anything in performance. But there it is, the coil-over tubular A-arm tubular front suspension is installed and done and tightened up. I do have to grease the ball joint still. Haven't done that yet. But that's really the only thing that's left. So, thanks, and we'll be talking to you soon. Take care.